This episode is brought to you by Cantiani Insurance Agency, insurance professionals specializing in home, auto, flood, and investment properties. They are the most referred insurance agency in Massachusetts. If you want coverage you can trust, call 508-791-2088 or visit cantianiagency.com. We also welcome a new sponsor, Wizard Computer Services, providing outsourced IT and cybersecurity since 1997. Call 781-341-2222 or visit www.wizardcpu.com for more information. New England's cybersecurity experts. Today on the podcast, we have a quarterback who, in high school, threw for more than 8,600 yards, ran for more than 3,000 yards, accumulated over 140 total touchdowns, holds the MIA record for passing and total touchdowns, and now plays for Coastal Carolina, Osiris Lopez. Osiris, what's going on?
Going on? How y'all doing?
Fired up, dude. Fired
Yes,
up to
sir.
finally get to talk to the most hated.
I know. I'm happy to be here. Ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah. No, we're excited to have you, man. You've it's been quite the journey. Thinking back to like when your coach Devin Gates first reached out, I think it was December of your freshman year. You had just wrapped up your freshman year, and
Yeah.
we had heard about you a little bit, but he was speaking so highly of you, just your coachability and like your competitive nature, your competitive greatness. Like he's like, this kid's special. Like we got to get him in your program. And I remember reaching out and like you got right back to me, and then within, I think, like 2 days, you were out of session. So it was like December 2022. I think it was like 7:40 a.m. in the morning at Dedham.
And
That's
Dedham.
cold. Yep. So I just want you to talk about that. Yeah, I want you to talk about that first session. I went back and looked at it today. I mean, Miles O'Neill was there, who's a four-star quarterback. He was at Texas A&M. Now he's at UNC. Blake Hebert was there, who's at Notre Dame now. Peter Bork was there. Chase Brewster, who was a 3-star. So it was a pretty big, good group for your first session.
Loaded
Just talk
group.
about like the initial takeaways and your experience on that first day.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, like you said, it was in Dedham. It's like an hour away from me. It was very cold, so I was bundled up, and I remember getting out there pretty early, just warming up and seeing all the guys. Like I knew Peter before, so I was talking to him a little bit about it and seeing how it was going to go, and he just said all good things. So when I got there, I was ready to learn, and immediately from the video that we have from that day, you could tell I've improved tremendously. And I mean, big ups to you guys for that, because it was just crazy starting off, looking back on it and seeing myself have those type of mechanics to what I am now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think from day one, like your coach said, just extremely coachable. Like you were always willing to, although you already had a ton of success as a freshman, like you were willing to adapt and dig in and make changes, and that stuck out to me. And we always talk about it with our kids, like, yeah, you're at a really good spot now, but if you want to maximize your potential and reach your ceiling, like there's still a lot of work to do. And from day one, you jumped right
Sure.
in. Who were some of those guys maybe at M2 over the years that you think you benefited the most from or learned from, or just guys you want to shout out a little bit that you maybe they took you under their wing, or you just liked the way that they went about their business?
I'd definitely say definitely Dante. I remember some of the Zavarian sessions on the baseball field. He would definitely teach me a lot. I'd say most recently, definitely Coach AP for sure, and then obviously Jimmy Miles too. Every time we train with him, he'd always throw a little advice out there for me and help me with my motions. And Coach Dill too. Shout out Coach Dill.
Shout out Coach
Go.
Dill.
Yeah,
That's
for
elite.
sure.
Fast forward a few years, we got the showdown coming up. We've been pumping the showdown a little bit. You are a champion of the showdown. Take us through that experience, just being able to compete against guys like that, ultimately coming out on top, but also with the athletes end of it. We spoke about Ryan, pre-show a little bit, but just take us through the showdown, your journey to victory there, and what about the showdown that you kind of enjoyed the most.
It was a great experience. There was a lot of great talent there, and once it got to the end and it started dwindling down and I made it to that final few, I knew that I could separate myself from those guys. And especially when it got to the final two and we got to the 7-on-7, I was like, this is me. Like, I'm confident in myself. I know I'm going to win this. And definitely having Ryan there helped the connection with him. Like you guys seen it, Ryan Ricker's a
100%.
dog, and he helped me get there. So shout out Ryan. And it was just a great battle. It was a fun experience. I loved everything about it. The coaching, it was amazing. The film we got from it, posted that on Twitter. Got a couple coaches text me from that too. So, I mean, it was a great day overall.
And the confidence that you just spoke on, like, that's something that even in sessions just oozes from you. One of the traits that I think that we talk about the most is conviction. What's led to that level of conviction? Has it just been success? Has it been since day one, like, you just knew you were a guy and that's just how it was gonna be? What built you to the player that you've become?
I'd say honestly, since I was like a little kid, like I've been training for a long time now, and I'm very confident in my ability because I know what I can do and I know what I can't do, or I know what I can work on and what I do best. So like I just do what I can, and I'm very confident in what I do. So if I'm gonna mess up, I'm gonna mess up 100 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the biggest thing, like, the conviction for you has almost been you've had that level of success, but you also you know what you're doing, you know your self-awareness is there, so you have the ability to kind of assess what's going on, what's going wrong, and then we always talk after sessions, and, you're able to self-correct and get a lot better, so I think part of it's your knowledge of the position and your understanding of it, and I think, like you said, that's kind of been accumulated over the years of training and just going out there and winning games and having success. Obviously, we talked about it from the top, one of the most accomplished athletes in any sport in Massachusetts history. Tell us about just your early days playing ball and coming up. Who instilled those kind of values in you and to work hard that got you to where you are?
Yeah. I mean, starting in the youth days, Coach Steve Martin, he was in the military, and shout out Tanner Martin. He played at his brother Brady Martin, his son, playing quarterback. He coached me through like flag football all the way because I played flag football from kindergarten all the way up till basically like my freshman year of high school, and he would always coach me and just like he always held us to a standard, and if we didn't meet that standard, like he would kick us off the team. But so I knew that I had to meet that standard every time, and he was just hard on us, and he just made me a better player, a better person. And then coming into like middle school and stuff like that, he coached my eighth grade year, and he was our head coach for our football team, and I think we had a tremendous year that year too. And he just held everyone to the standard. So I brought that with me to high school, and then Coach Gates is that dude, and Coach Canterbury, and they just helped me so much to become the person I am today. Shout out to them for
Osiris, talking a little bit on your mindset and your confidence, but is there anything else that you would say separated you from other talented QBs early on into this day, whether it's preparation or mindset or maybe even both?
yeah, I would definitely say probably my mindset. I'm a competitor. I don't like losing, whether it's playing pickleball or playing badminton. I don't want to lose. And like I said, my confidence. I'm gonna give my all into whatever I'm doing, even if I mess up, I'm gonna mess up 100%. Like I said, and it's just confidence. Like I just want to do the right thing all the time and do it to my best of ability.
And now, how do you like? You talked about flag a little bit. How do you think that prepared you for like? Because obviously, your style of play, like you're really good at extending the play and almost like playing basketball out there, right? And like, how did flag football help prepare you?
Yeah, I think this is like one of the most underrated things, and to like no one really talks about it a lot. But flag football it definitely helps you in so many ways. Fun fact, in flag football, I used to actually play receiver, and I would literally just catch little check downs and then just use my hips and get away from people. And sometimes I play quarterback; they're always sending a rush, so you have to get away from the guy coming at you. And I feel like that transitions so well into me, especially you see my film and see how I play. I'm always avoiding the rush and stuff like that. But like flag football has been a huge part of how I play and who I am today. And shout out to Jack Reed for starting that league in Leominster because without that, I don't even think I would be a quarterback today. So
So, when did you start playing tackle? Because you mentioned you played flag like all the way up until high school.
yeah, I started playing tackle. I want to say probably same time I started playing flag. It was kindergarten. So it was like 1 and 2. I would just go back and forth. I'd play tackle. I'd play flag in the spring, and then it was just football year round for me.
Yeah. I love how you said that about the receiver part too, because we've started doing that with our guys now. Is like when we don't have receivers, we have guys running routes, and I keep
Hell
preaching
yeah.
like how important just ball skills, right? And being able to
Exactly.
track and being an athlete first, really, right? And I think that's something for you that has really benefited your game in the long run. So that's
For sure.
awesome. All right. So I had a lot of coaches calling me over the years. Like they wanted you to go private. Like every year it was without question, I'd get a call December, January. What's the deal with Osiris? Like, so just talk to us about your decision on staying at Leominster. Like obviously it's a hard decision, especially in the landscape that we're living in now. So talk us through like your mindset and maybe just a little bit of insight on how that went down.
Starting in 8th grade, I had coaches texting me talking about I should go to a private school and this and that, and I just I've been a Blue Devil my whole life, and I at least wanted to do my freshman year at Leominster. So me finish my freshman year, whatever, and I had a great year. Like I said again, a lot of coaches started texting me, and Caden, I was talking with him, and we were both gonna stay, and I tried to convince him to stay, and I just wanted to be loyal, and I think that was a big part. I just wanted to stay loyal to the city, to the team, to my guys, to the coaches, Coach Gates. Like he said a lot that just touched my heart, and I wanted to stick through it with him. And I tried to keep Caden with me, but he went. But
It
um,
happens. Yeah.
for sure, yeah. And it was just like I just wanted to not prove a point, but like I felt confident in Coach Gates. I trusted him. And I knew, like I said, the confidence in my ability after that freshman year, I knew I can improve and get better and make a name for myself. So that's what I tried to do, and that's what I did.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you want to find somewhere where you can develop, right? And be developed.
Exactly.
And I think for you, you showed like, and other guys have done it too, but you're a great example of it is you can stay in the public school leagues and still get recruited at a high level. You know, like you had a
Hell yeah.
bunch of offers, you had a bunch of great opportunities because you were in a spot that you felt comfortable with, you developed year over year and you were able to showcase your talent and your ability. And ultimately that helped get you recruited. So I think it was cool that you were able to pave the way and show that like it can be done, especially in the world we live in today where everyone is transferring and reclassing and doing all that. So
Yeah.
it was commendable to see. Now, how much of like you growing up in Leominster, like watching the high school program, did that play a role in it? Like, was it always a big like culture thing? Like Friday nights, I'm going to the games. Like, is that something you grew up around?
Yeah, I'd say for sure. My older brother actually played O-line back in like 2015. So I would always go to the game supporting him and just seeing how like and back then the crowds were even crazier than now. Like just being in that atmosphere all the time, it was like I wanted to be there, and especially during like the rivalry games with Fitchburg when it was like really good. Like everybody used to come to those games on Thanksgiving, and I just like I was just looking forward to that. And ever since my freshman year, I always thought about me on senior night walking across that field with my family, and I couldn't see myself having a senior night any other place other than Leominster. So I knew that that was my home, and I had to stick through it and just stay loyal to the program and everyone there.
You said they used to pack that place better than they did this year?
They used to like it used to get crazy.
That's
I don't know.
wild
I saw
because
the
we've seen
AJ
some.
Green game. Yeah, that was
Now that,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Take us through that too. I want to hear about that experience with him there. I think he went twice, right? Is it two different back-to-back years he went?
he came to 3 of my games.
3 games.
Yeah, but 2 of them were home games. One was at Wachusett.
Got you.
But yeah, I mean, the first time he ever came, like I've been trying to get like someone like him, like AJ Green or like Destroying, like one of those big YouTubers, like a game in Massachusetts, just so we can like expand out and show people that Massachusetts can play football for real. And everyone thinks that we're not like a football program or like some of my roommates here say there's only like one school in Massachusetts that plays football, and they just sit here and try to troll me. And I tell them like we have good players, like we have 4 and 5 stars and people that can ball. They just don't have the stage to prove themselves. So when he came the first game, I knew I just had to ball out and show up for everyone in the whole state and try to put Massachusetts on the map. And second game, the second game was even bigger because everyone that missed the first game wanted to come to the second game. So it was just like everybody was there. A lot of people had bye weeks too. So it was just a crazy like atmosphere, crazy environment. It was so fun to play in.
Yeah, that's insane. And then you can add the GLD to the list of accomplishments for
Uh-huh.
Osiris Lopez there.
Yes, sir.
I know
Yeah, I mean,
Stevie's
you definitely,
eating this up.
huh?
Public school guy. I know you're eating this
Oh
up
no,
because
yeah. No,
you're all about
this is what people need to hear, bro. This is it.
For sure.
This is the
Yeah.
epitome of it, loyalty and putting on for your hometown in your home state. Speaking of Massachusetts and putting Massachusetts on the map, me, Al, Mike, we all played quarterback in Massachusetts. None of us are anywhere close to the record book, I don't think, when it comes to passing touchdowns. I don't maybe you guys are, I don't know. But talk to me about what it means to you to hold that record and the Massachusetts all-time leader in passing touchdowns, and take me through the play that broke the record.
I mean, ever since my freshman year, I threw, I think, 33 my first year, freshman year, and Coach Canterbury told me that he said we're going for that record, and he had faith in me, and I trusted him, he trusted me, and ever since then, our bond just grew and grew and grew, and we just connected so much that we were on like the same page all the time, and then coming to the last touchdown pass, caught by Aiden Keys. He's been my best friend alongside. He's been alongside me ever since kindergarten, playing football with him in kindergarten. I grew up with him. That's my best friend. He started on varsity with me my freshman year, and he just had a lot of injuries and stuff, and he didn't really play that much because of injuries. And then he got a lot of play time in that game, and I wanted to give him a touchdown. That was his first touchdown in his high school career. So to be the one me breaking the record was definitely something special. And I don't know if you guys seen the catch, but the catch was insane too.
Insane. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
that's
It
the one
was
he
a
broke
crazy
it on.
catch. I thought it was gonna be a pick. I thought I underthrew it, and he came down with the ball, and I was like, Aiden, I love you. Like, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Who
That was a
who
great
held
catch.
who held it before? How long has that record been?
I think it
Been
was Troy Flutie from like 2012.
Ate it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they threw the
That's
ball. They
elite.
threw the ball a lot
That's good. That's good company right there, bro.
for
That is good
sure.
That's
company.
good stuff. Good
Oh, that's
stuff.
awesome. Oh, like you said, dude, like obviously an insane record. Like Stevie talked about it, but looking back on it, 33 touchdowns your freshman year, and then you make it all the way to up over 120 and 147 total touchdowns. Both records is insane. Shout out to our sponsors over at Lowney Sports. I've known Tim personally, and he's been a longtime supporter of both youth and high school athletes. He's also an attorney of over 25 years and both an NFL and NIL agent. Many think NIL is expensive, unnecessary, or that it only matters once you have an offer, but there's a lot more to know before the scholarships and deals start coming. To contact Tim for a free NIL consultation, call 617-733-8313 or visit lowneysports.com.
M2QB Academy is also a Wilson brand affiliate. When you're buying Wilson merchandise, go to the website, click checkout, and plug in our promo code M2QB-456 and save some money with your purchase.
And then you fast forward to the playoffs. So this year, we all were fired up. We thought we were going to see Osiris versus Chris Vargas. It was
No.
it was the quarterfinal. Still, you go into that game, and you're, I think, still pretty massive underdog. SJP's
For
the
sure.
one seed.
Yeah.
You're on the road. You keep them alive. You throw for, I think it's right around 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, run for another. I mean, you 500 yards on total on the day. You guys end up, I think, what was the score in the third? Late in the third quarter, it's close, right?
I think it was about tied up, and we had the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. And then SJP pulls away. After the game, though, the head coach, Brian St. Pierre, he said, I've only seen one guy do that on a football field, and his name was Michael Vick. Obviously, he's a BC alum, so he's seen him play in person. What did that mean to you to hear that? And then what was your mindset going into that game on the road in the playoffs as an underdog, right? But like you said, with that conviction, you still have that belief that you can pull it off.
Right. Like I said, I mean, it was like big shout out to him. It's a lot of respect coming from him. That meant a lot. Being in the category with Mike Vick, that's insane to me to even think about. And going into that game, it was just like everyone's been hyping that game up for a long time. They wanted to see me versus Chris. Everyone in my TikTok comments talking about some Chris Vargas, and Chris is my guy. I love Chris. Like, I love competing, and I was excited to play them. And then once I found out he wasn't playing, it hurt me a little bit because I was like I wanted to play a really competitive game, and it was still obviously a very competitive game, but I still wanted to play against my guy Chris. But going into that game as an underdog, there's no better feeling than being doubted, and it's just going in there with a killer mindset and just wanted to prove everyone wrong and proving that you are that guy, and that was my goal. And then some uncontrollable things and games slipped away at the end, but
Yeah, it
Would it
was.
be fair to say, like, being doubted, being hated, right? All these things that kind of start to align with each other. Like, you growing up and then you stick to public school, like, a lot of people are probably thinking that's not the right decision. Is that what kind of fuels you, like, as an athlete and as a competitor?
100%. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I live by the motto, hate can't drive out hate, only love can do that. So every time someone hates on me, I enjoy it. I turn it into love. Like it makes me a better player, a better person. Cause like I said, like my favorite games were always away games. I'd always love going to away games because the crowd they'd always start talking smack and saying this and that. And that's when my flip just switched and I was like, oh, you guys messed up now. Like you shouldn't have done that. And it was exciting. And yeah, I love being doubted. I love being doubted.
Can you talk a little bit about your leadership style? Because I've seen like very few, if any, kids be able to lead the way you do, and just people gravitate to you and follow you, and you've just been so good, not only to kids on your team, but to quarterbacks in the New England area and the receivers. And like I think a big part of like the talent growth in our receivers at the showdown over the last couple of years was you like getting on these kids. Like you have a lot of pull in those areas, and you've just been such a natural leader. Like, what's your mindset on leadership, and then how do you go about it?
Every rep counts. You got to go 100 miles an hour regardless. Even if you think it's wrong, go 100% because like you might not get that rep back. And every rep counts, especially in a camp like that where there's a lot of guys there. Like every rep matters. Like if you get one good rep, that they might remember that for the rest of the day, and that might bring you to the next level or bring you to the next round of the camp. And you just got to hold everyone accountable, especially yourself. I would never tell someone to do something that I don't do. So like I would never tell someone to finish to the line if I don't finish to the line. Like you just gotta like hold people accountable while holding yourself accountable. Obviously be a vocal leader and just be on everyone's like behind and just keep them up to go and ready to go and fire it up. Fire it up.
Yeah, love that. And that makes me think of this too, is like I know a lot of high school kids will be listening, and a lot of kids want to end up on the stage that you're on now. What were some things you did that you think separated you in high school as far as preparation? Like whether it was, strength training, speed training, like getting up early in the morning, doing extra workouts, extra reps, like what were some things that you think separated you from a preparation aspect that allowed you to grow and develop year over year?
Yeah. Shout out to our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Smith. I'd spend a lot of time with him in the weight room, in the off season, even during basketball season. Like I would be in there lifting. I'd go to practice, and then right after practice, I'd go to the weight room, start lifting with him. And then some mornings, me, him, and Ricker, and some of the receivers would hit the field and do a bunch of speed training, and like we'd do a bunch of 40 starts, some routes, some like 5-10-5s, just bounds, like flies, a bunch of that stuff, just to get our speed right. We'll stretch and get our bodies right and all that. And then on top of it, I think honestly, just like I said before, flag football, like flag football, I feel like just helped me separate myself so much with just mechanics and movements and just getting out the pocket and all that good stuff. So
Yeah. Testing your limits, right? Of what you can versus what
exactly.
you can't do, and then and learning to manipulate your body and move like an athlete. And I think those things have greatly benefited you. Speaking about like helping kids out and kind of in the same lane, like what would your best piece of advice be looking back? I mean, you've had a little bit of time to digest it. Not really, right? You haven't even technically graduated yet, but you're already at Coastal. But like thinking back on your high school career, like versus when you were a freshman to now, what would be one piece of advice that you would give young kids now to help them just like truly enjoy that journey, but also maybe to position themselves in a proper position to get recruited and be a recruitable athlete?
Yeah, first I'd say just like get your name out there. Like I used to just post on Twitter all the time. Even if it's like a little workout video you throw on the ball, just post it because you never know who could see it. And just be yourself. Honestly, just that's what I live by. Just be yourself. Like surround yourself with people that want the same goal as you, and motivate you to be better, and help you get better and hold you to a high standard and be competitive. Like me and Caden throughout the years, we just like it was always a battle between me and him. Like I'd always want to be better, and everyone always ask us like, "Oh, who's the better football player? Who's this and that?" And like obviously, obviously I'd say me. Obviously
Yeah,
I'd say me.
yeah.
And then obviously he would say him, and we've been battling ever since we were kids. So it just
Yeah.
having someone like that in my circle to just make me better all the time, definitely I think helped me become who I am today. And if you have someone like that, obviously just stick with them. Like y'all have the same goals, you want to end up in the same place, just work together, work hard, and just keep training.
Yeah. I love that. Couldn't agree more.
And that can be hard too, because like you're going through high school. Like I remember Stevie on one of the original podcasts was talking about how his priorities just were not in order. For someone like you, especially who is kind of always in the spotlight in a way, how difficult was it for you to be like, nah, man, I'm good on that. I got to go train or listen, I got to take care of this first. Like just getting your business done before anything else. Was that difficult for you because of your situation, or were you just kind of like, that's just how I roll?
No, I'd say it wasn't difficult for me just because it's like I know what I want in my life and I know how I have to get there. And obviously, partying and doing all that stuff isn't going to help me get to where I want to be in my life and taking care of my family. So I mean, it wasn't that hard for me to like just ignore everyone and just be on my path, tunnel vision, and locked in on what I'm doing. So
When
Yeah, I
when
mean,
did
that certainly helped you.
when did that goal start for you? Like, was it always I'm gonna go play college football and then I have aspirations to play in the NFL? Like, how at what age did that start?
I'd say I really started to like love football and think about like, damn, I'm good. I can play in the next level. I'd say probably about like sixth grade. Like sixth grade, it was just like I felt something in me that I was just like, I want to play in the NFL. I feel like honestly it might even be before that because like we'd have like career day in elementary school and I would dress up as a football player every time and say I want to be in the NFL and all that stuff. I mean, I just been working towards that goal ever since then. So I definitely say pretty early in my life that I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, talk to me a little bit about your recruiting journey. So, you ultimately decided on Coastal. You had a lot of different options, and then you commit, or you're about to commit to Coastal, and there's a coaching change, right? So, can you just talk us through that? Because I think, especially in the world we live in today, with everything's changing in the transfer portal and NIL and the recruiting landscape and coaches leaving all the time, like that must have been crazy for you trying to figure that out right at the end. So, can you just give us like an inside look in your decision making during that time?
Yeah, I'd say starting from my freshman year when I first got my first offer from UConn, they came to one of the games to actually watch Tucker play, and I ended up like balling out that game. And Coach Canterbury told me that they were in the stands that game, and the next thing you know, that spring comes around and coaches at school talking to me, talking about coming to camp and this and that, and then I ended up going to camp, get my first offer, um, and it was just like it was such a great feeling to just know that I can go to school for free. And once that hit, like I knew that I had to work hard and just be better. And then junior and senior year it started picking it up, and I started getting a lot of offers. Some schools wanted me to commit like very early, and I knew I was going to get some better options or just a better opportunity for myself. So I waited and waited, and then a lot of 2026 QBs started committing. So some of those options started like to very like dwindle down, and I knew I had to find a home fast. So I started looking at all my options, and I think Coastal was just the best opportunity for me. So I ended up committing in May, and then I was committed for until I was committed the whole time. Then January came around and or December came around and signing day happened,
Signing
and
day,
Coach
right?
Beck.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
was. It was right before signing day. Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like 5 days before signing day. Coach Beck got fired, and I didn't know what to do. But like I was just sitting there. I had coaches texting my phone, blowing me up, talking about some like, "Are you decommitting? Like, come to our school." From when he got fired to actually signing the paper was a very like stressful like 5 days. Like I didn't know what to do. But then eventually, the GM here, Scott Aligo, he called me and he was on staff with Coach Beck, but he ended up staying here with the new staff. And he called me, and I was just on the phone talking to him a lot, and he just helped me through this process along with Grayson McCall. He's still here. I was talking to Grayson a lot and just like asking him because I know he ended up like transferring to NC State and stuff. So I just wanted to pick his brain and ask him like why he did that. And they just helped me through this whole process. And then once we finally named a head coach, I was already signed. So I put my trust in Scott. He told me to trust him, and I trusted him because I've been on a couple visits here, and I know the guy a lot, and he's a great guy, and I don't think he would do me wrong. So I put my trust in him, and they ended up naming Coach Beer as the head coach. And I think the day he got named head coach, he called me, and I was on the phone with him, and he was just like, I'm happy you stayed committed, like you're a hell of a player." And then he just told me who our offensive coordinator was, and then I got on the phone with Coach Nick Petrino, and just looked a little bit at his background. He was at Louisville and stuff with Lamar Jackson, and watching his offense and stuff, I thought I was going to be a great fit. So I felt that I made the right decision to stay committed, and now I'm a part of a great team. So I think my decision was awesome.
Zooming back out just with the whole recruiting piece, like I remember coming to Doyle and putting you through a workout, and I got to meet Coach C, and that was good. He's a good dude. I really enjoyed that. But it just goes back to like everything that we've talked about with you. Like I remember I knew you, but Mike kind of sent me, like he's like, you listen, you got to go work out Osiris, and we'll figure it out. And from that day on, it was like every time that the pressure got a little higher, like I just remember looking at you afterwards, like that was nasty, right? Like you just hit every throw. Every time the occasion gets to a certain level, you just match it and then some. Like just continuing with that preparation meets conviction meets confidence. So that was just cool to see firsthand, through the recruiting process. Because at that time, you were still, all your options were open, and that meant a lot. Like that day was important for you. So it
Yeah, I
was
think
just cool to see you rise in person.
that was like one
that.
of my best throwing sessions I think I've ever had, just because I knew like what had to be done. Like there was no other option. I had to do good.
It was
Like that
wild.
was
I felt like I could have just drew something up, and you were just gonna rip it. So
yeah.
that was
Yeah, that was a fun
cool
day.
to see you get in the zone like that. Fast forward to now at Coastal, just wrapped up spring ball. We obviously saw some of the clips. We saw the spring game, and you look good from our zoomed out view. But take us through the spring ball just as a whole process for you and how that went and what your transition's been like.
Yeah, it's definitely been way different. Uh, Playbook's a lot more complex. It's way faster. Obviously, the game's way faster. It took me like a good 2 practices to really adjust to the speed and get everything going. I mean, spring ball's wrapped up. I'm pretty confident in my ability and knowing the playbook and getting out there and coaching the guys up if I needed to be. I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever comes my way. So
Yeah,
How did the game go? Like we saw the clips, but I want like more
yeah,
about the
well,
game.
I ended up only getting one drive. So that one drive, like you guys seen, was basically all my plays. I think I had one incompletion that whole drive.
It was good.
And yeah, coach called in the plays. I just executed, took the easy whatever they gave me, and just moved the ball down the field. So
Yeah, the head coach. There's been multiple interviews where he's brought you up and just said
yeah,
like how coachable you are. Like it's such a good athlete, but even better person, and your growth from even when you started spring ball to the end. Like he's just really excited about the future with you, which is awesome to hear. Because I mean that's what we saw. Like and like Coach Alex talked about is the competitive greatness. Like anytime a coach would call and ask about you, that was the first thing I would say is like the bigger the moment, the more important it is, like he's going to rise to that occasion. And I think that's something that you can't teach. It's something innate that you have that separates you from others. Going into spring ball and just your transition, right? Like we touched on, you're still technically in high school. What was the biggest transition to the college game? Like what was the most eye-opening moment for you? You step on campus, you got your first couple practices. What was the hardest part about transitioning to the next level?
just the speed. Like it's so different. Like it's a big jump for sure. But um, thank God I like got like into it fast. And I think if I were to come in the fall or in the summer, it definitely would have been difficult for me to like learn the playbook and like get into it and how I am now. Like I'm very happy that I enrolled early because this playbook is something. It's definitely way harder than my high school playbook. So just learning that was definitely very difficult, but we
Yeah.
got through that. We're good.
No, I remember that, like, by far, that was the biggest shock for me enrolling at Merrimack, is like trying to learn the offensive scheme and playbook. What are some things that you do maybe that kids could take note of like to help you memorize or grasp that playbook early on? Is there like meetings with coach, or are you doing stuff on your own? And then if so, what are your techniques that you use to try to help with that memorization of everything?
Yeah, I'd definitely say obviously paying attention to meetings is huge, taking notes in meetings and everything he's saying, taking that down. And then obviously like working on it by yourself too. Like so we have a whiteboard in our study room outside, and I'll take my marker, take my playbook, and I'll just go out there and just draw it. And if I don't know it, I'll look down and then fix it. But I'll just look at the name, see if I could draw it up, remember the play, and then go through my reads on every play. And then two of my roommates are actually receivers, so we'll go out there and run those plays too on the field by ourselves just to like basically walk through it. And so we all really know it like well enough to be able to run it whenever coach calls it. So
That made me think of you, Stevie, when I was coaching at Bridgewater your freshman year. In our meetings, you taking notes.
Put me on blast right now.
Or lack thereof.
Steve-
I don't know. I think you were taking
Stevie,
notes.
hit the whiteboard. And then go up there and mess it up. That's probably why I was last on the depth chart for a couple weeks.
You
Unbelievable.
climbed
Awesome.
your way up. But no, that's awesome, man. I mean, it's just such a cool journey, and you're getting right into it now, and you're having early success. Like, what are some of your goals for the rest of the off season going into fall camp? What are some things you want to do to continue to help grow, earn, and separate yourself going forward?
yeah, I definitely just say watching a lot of film, learning the defense a little bit more, and just staying consistent. I think that's just the big thing right now is just staying consistent and doing the same thing day in and day out. So in the weight room, in the classroom, and on the field. So.
And another thing I wanted to ask you was, how's the schedule? Like, is it rigorous compared to what you were doing in high school? Because you got to balance classes at the next level, and then you got meetings, you got lifts, you got obviously spring ball practice. So, can you give us just a little bit of insight? And for the kids listening, like, what is your workload on a single day during maybe your heaviest day of spring ball?
Yeah, I would say it's not terrible. It's not that much different from high school, I'd say, and but that's just here. Obviously, a lot of programs
Yeah.
are a lot different.
Yeah.
But we usually on like a spring ball day, say it's like a normal practice day, we'll just wake up around like 5 or 5:36 in the morning. We'll go to the facility, eat breakfast, then we'll suit up a little bit, go up to meetings, and then we'll be in the meeting room for like probably an hour, go to team meetings, and then get out of team meetings, put our pads on, go out to the field, have a hour and a half practice, and then end practice, and then we usually have uh like a lunch check-in either at the dining hall or they'll have lunch provided for us at the stadium, depending on the day, and then right after that, um some guys have class like right after that. I have like a good like hour and a half break before that. So I'll go home, whatever, shower, get ready for class. And then I'll go to class for like, I have like two classes a day or sometimes one class a day. And then I'll just go to that class. And then after that, I have study hall and just get my work done in there with my academic advisors and stuff like that. And then after that, I'm basically free to do whatever.
One of the college coaches that we had on talked about, like, I think it was Danny O'Brien at Virginia Tech, but he said like one of the hardest parts of the transition to college is just being away from home. And, obviously, like, you're a big family guy, community guy. How has that transition been, being away from home? Because I think that's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, but like for all of us, and we know like that's a big transition, and that can be hard at first.
I mean, once I first got here and we had to move in, my mom and brother came to help me move in and just get all my stuff together and just being here and spending that time with them while like here it didn't it felt like I was just on like a 7-on-7 trip at first and then it got real once I had to say bye to them and my mom started crying and stuff and I was like like I'm not gonna see her till spring break in March. So it like being away from home for like 3 months, it was definitely different, but I mean, it wasn't that hard for me, I'd say, just because like I'm kind of like an independent person. Like I'll figure it out. So obviously, my mom didn't take it too well though. She,
It's tough, dude.
I'm the
It's
baby.
tough.
I know I'm the baby in the family. I'm the youngest child, so
Yeah.
it was definitely hard on her. But it's especially now, like I got I think 2 weeks left before I finish my first semester in college, and I think she
Crazy.
adapted to it. It is crazy, and I think she adapted to it, and she's fine with it now and stuff. But it's a weird feeling being this
Yeah.
far away from home.
For sure.
A little
And it's
worried, little worried about the city. Who's holding down Leominster while you're gone?
Jake Economo,
Yeah,
shout out
is.
Jake.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
We got a mini Lopez too training. Connor Coakley. I don't know if you know him, but he jumped on him too. He kind of looks like you. He moves like you, but he's a young buck. So
I'll have
he
to
might
check
be
him
next
out.
up after Jake. Yeah.
I'll have to check
Or-
him out.
We're also bearing the lead that Alex also started at Coastal as a freshman. Like that was where your journey started in college.
Yeah, for a cup of coffee. But I'll tell you what, dude, I've certainly been to Cookout. Got me some grub, so
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Big Waffle House guy.
shouts up though.
Shouts up.
Steve,
sir.
you got anything else, or should we hit him with a 2-minute drill?
No, I think we're good. I will say this:
to go.
watching after our games, I feel like you guys always played a little bit later. I coached at BR this year, the last couple of years, and so we would always go back to the coach's office after the games, and we'd throw either you on or whoever was playing at the time. I don't know. You saying that Leominster used to be packed more back in the day. I don't know if I buy that. You sold that place out, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I don't buy it.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like we used to be like a big like powerhouse program. Like I remember back in the day when I don't even know what year it was, but when Brockton was like #1, and we ended up like beating Brockton, like there was nowhere to even stand. Like you couldn't even get into the games, and then it kind of died down a little bit, and then after AJ Green came, I feel like it just shot back up. Every game was just
Skyrocketed.
crazy.
Yeah.
I did hear about those old days.
Yeah, the old days were crazy.
I heard about it because we had a running back, Mike Gentili, who played there. And he would always talk about like the old days at Leominster, and we would kind of laugh it off and not believe it. But it seems like it was crazy back in the day.
Watching
sure.
the videos back, dude. Watching
Especially
the videos from
rivalry
you, it's
games.
like it feels like you lived like what every kid dreams of is high school football. Like just the packed house, you guys score a touchdown, the lights go black, and then they start flashing.
So that's where I was. Yeah, that's where I was going with
dude.
that.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
where
I
I was
got that
going
in
with that. I
that.
wanted to talk about the lights.
yeah. I seen a video of Modern Day scoring a touchdown, and Chris Henry caught a touchdown, and I just seen the lights start flickering, and I sent it to Coach Gates, and I was like, "Dude, we need this. Like
And he
this
made
would
it
just,
happen?
and this would just like boost it up." And then obviously the black jerseys too. Like all our sports have black jerseys: baseball, girls basketball, and like I sent it to Coach Gates, and I was like, "We need an alternate jersey," and he was right on it like that. And next thing you know, that season we had black jerseys. So Coach Gates is on top of his stuff. He's on top of his
Seriously,
stuff.
dude, he's got the lights going, man.
And then
I
now,
couldn't even get.
obviously,
My
I'm
coach
not
would
gonna.
turn off ACDC.
I know I'm not gonna be there now, but they're about to get like a jumbotron, like a big like
Damn.
scoreboard, like yeah. So they're making some big renovations. We're about to get like a turf field behind the school and stuff too. We didn't have that.
It's
we
like
have
when
to practice on our game field every day.
it's like when Johnny Manziel left A&M, like the house
Yeah.
that Osiris built,
The
and now
house
all
that
this
Lopez
stuff.
built.
Yeah, exactly. No, but
Yeah.
it's that like
I
I
will-
think that gets lost on kids. It's like that's what high school football is all about. Like obviously the recruiting's important and the development's important, but you lose out on a lot of that stuff when you do go to private school. And I think it's cool, just your journey and to show that it can be done and be done in a really fun, memorable way. And I know, Stevie, do you want to go quick? I had one more question, but
Yeah, no, I don't have a question. I was just gonna say, like, obviously, I wasn't involved in coaching you, Osiris. I got to work with you at the Showdown briefly, but I got to watch you from afar, more from like a fan standpoint, and seeing, you were the popularity you had and you have, and the way you handled everything during high school and now in college has been very impressive. You're a role model for young kids, and that's not anything I need to tell you that you don't already know, but just what you did at Leominster and the reputation you have is something to be proud of, and it's awesome to see from somebody in Massachusetts that's putting Massachusetts ball on the map. So kudos to you for that.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you.
Trailblazer.
Absolutely.
Trailblazer.
Absolutely. So kind of on that topic, what is like your favorite moment, most memorable moment at Leominster?
Dude, you're stealing the freaking 2-minute drill.
No, I looked it over. It was not on there. I literally just looked at it.
All right, I guess favorite moment. Sure.
I'd honestly say just like the last practice of every year. Like that, like we have the burning of the cleat. We all sit around the
Yeah.
a campfire, and all the seniors say their goodbyes and stuff. And obviously, it's a sad moment, but like I remember my freshman year, Ricky Encarnacion, he was sitting there telling me like this is gonna fly by. I feel like everyone says that, and no one ever listens. And then it got to me being around that fire, having to give my speech, and I was like, damn, they weren't lying. And honestly, I think that just like every year, just seeing the guys go and just like because everyone on the team was just like we were a big family every year, so it was just special. And just every time that last practice came around, it felt like I couldn't even explain the feeling. But
What were the key notes of your speech?
my
You want
speech,
to just recite it?
we'd be here for an hour. I think we actually burned like 2 cleats when I was talking the whole time. Like I ended up going last, and I just like I started from kindergarten. I just hit every year, every game. And I was very emotional, but if I sat here and said the whole thing, we'd be here for a good like 2-3 hours. So,
Yeah,
but
that's what it's
I'll
all
give
about.
you a
Though.
little
That's
bit.
crazy.
It was just about sticking through it. Like my guys, the seniors, I've been playing with ever since I was in kindergarten. We're a special group of guys, and all those guys are my friends, my family. And we had a pretty young team this year. So like the seniors told me, I told them, just don't take it for granted. Like it's gonna fly by. Like every rep counts. And tomorrow isn't promised. So just give it your all every day, and just be a great person, and just grow and be better.
Yeah, it's great advice.
That's all it is, dude. It's crazy that like without every moment that you've had in your career, like that's the one that you look back on. Like what Mike said, like too many of us, I think, actually not really me from my age, because high school football was everything back when me and Mike and Stevie were playing. Like that still meant what it meant to you. That's what it meant to us. Whereas a lot of kids now is like they're just looking ahead, right? And not kind of just not where our feet are, and not enjoying it, because you will look back on it. And every person I've ever asked, like who's played college ball, it's like, are you Friday Night Lights or college football Saturday? And not one person has wavered on Friday Night Lights. Like it's always been the answer. So it's cool to hear that you're still like, man, that was it. That was it for me. But that's elite, man. You obviously had a great experience. You got a lot of great experiences to come. We're super fired up to watch. We do have the 2-minute drill left. I don't know if you've seen any clips of maybe Petey doing the 2-minute
Yeah,
drill.
I seen Pete doing it. I'm
So
ready.
what I will say about the 2-minute drill that I don't think anyone's fully grasped yet is that, one, you have to answer fast, which I think most people think that they understand. And two, like, we can get into your answers afterwards. When we ask you the question, I want like your answers a quick hitter, and then we're moving on. It's got to be quick. This is 2 minutes. We got to move the ball downfield, and we got to score.
Give me 30 seconds.
All right, we'll see.
I wouldn't expect
All right,
anything
Mikey.
less.
All right, you ready?
Mikey can kick it off. Yep. 2
All right,
minutes
here
on
we
the
go.
clock.
All right. Favorite route to throw?
Post.
Go-to fast food order.
Chick-fil-A sandwich meal, large fry, large pink lemonade.
Wow. QB you study the most.
Tom Brady.
You can spend the day with one person. Can be anyone. Who's it going to be?
Probably Tom Brady.
Favorite play of your career so far?
The 2-point conversion against Milford.
If I gave you unlimited dough, unlimited money, what are you buying first?
Whatever my mom wants.
No lead answer.
Love
Good
that.
man.
All right, you're on Ox. Getting fired up pregame. What are you playing?
Is this for the team or just myself?
Yeah, for you.
For you.
Rod Wave every time. Rod
If you had to
Darius Marcel Green.
I think you already answered this one too, but if you had to switch positions, where are you starring at?
Receiver every time.
One word to describe your game.
Elite.
Favorite M2 training environment? Places that you've trained at. What's number one?
I don't know. Probably
Wow.
Essex. Honestly, indoor. The indoor. Essex
Okay.
indoor.
Let's
God,
go, Al.
that just
See?
killed my
Essex.
soul, dude. No Littleton? That's crazy. Crazy.
No,
You
no,
know you
100%
messed up
it's
that
Littleton.
answer.
No.
I did mess up that answer.
No.
100% it'd be Littleton.
No. You didn't even
Those hot
remember
summer
Littleton.
days.
Oh.
Damn.
Those are the dog days. People don't understand that Littleton's got,
The
and
trenches.
you got to tell them it's the spot. Like, we're getting what, 20 receivers a session. That's probably a majority
yeah.
you, but
Yeah,
we're
I
getting
know.
after it,
Yeah.
dude.
I usually bring a couple guys to the Littleton sessions because it's not that far away.
Hell yeah, that's the spot. Stevie, last one, go.
One piece of advice for the next generation of Qs.
Like I said before, just be yourself, and like if you want something, work towards that and make that your goal in your life, and until you achieve that goal, and then you set another goal and just keep working towards that goal, get better. Like I said, surround yourself with people who want to get better and have the same goal as you, because they'll push you and motivate you to do better and compete. Just compete your whole life, and just if you want it, you'll end up doing it. Like I say, I try to manifest everything. Like I'll write stuff down in a journal sometimes and just say like things that I want to achieve, or I'll write in my notes. And then once I do achieve those things, I'll write it down. And like I just work towards those little goals until it becomes a big goal. And like I said, just be yourself, and you just gotta want it. You just gotta want it.
And I'm gonna steal Mikey's go-to question here because it's not on it. But obviously, we know your why. Like, you want to go to the league. You want to be the best that you can be. But under the umbrella of what is your why? Like what or who motivates you?
I mean, I'd definitely say my family. Um, I think I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in my entire family that's even gone to college, let alone a sport. So I mean, it's definitely huge, and I think I'm just here like providing for my family. I just want to be able to do whatever I can for them, especially for my mom, because she's done everything for me. Everything I've ever asked for, she's always gave to me. So I just want to give back to her and show her how much I love her and appreciate what she's done my entire life, especially and continuing even now. Like she's definitely my why.
Great answer. And
Touchdown.
dude, just like you crushed it. Best one yet by far. You nailed it.
100%.
Just your growth over the years, man, and your maturity and your willingness to always, like you said, like find ways to get better and find ways to grow, and not just on the field, like as a human. And I think like you make people feel better. You give people confidence, like people enjoy being around you, and just like your maturity over the years, it's been amazing to watch, man. And you really are. You're a trailblazer. You're doing all the right things, and I just can't wait. Like, you just got to Coastal and everyone's already talking about you. So I can't wait to follow your career, and can't wait to get back to work when you're home, man. More work to be done. So let's get after it.
Yes, sir. Couple weeks, I'll be back. Couple weeks.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
I got before we sign off, you got a company, you got some NIL merch, I think, that just dropped. You got anything you want to shout out before we shut it down?
Obviously, shout out Most Hated. Still forever repping that brand. Got it tatted on me forever.
That stays with you.
Shout out you guys. Shout out M2. I wouldn't be here without you guys. So definitely big shout out to y'all. And shout out Coastal Carolina, man. Shots
Let's
up.
go. Shots up, baby.
Shots up.